Hey everybody, I'm DEO, and welcome to Cooking with CopBlock, a new show that we're going to be featuring here on CopBlock, featuring me, cooking some simple things to cook. Today on Cooking with CopBlock, we're making something really simple, pizza. And the beauty of this recipe is that it's so versatile. I don't want to hear no comments about how I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat meat and I don't like this and This recipe is so versatile that you can literally make anything. Since I'm a carnivore, I put meat on my pizza. Get over it! You can do almost anything. You like veggies, you're vegan, vegetarian, go veggie till your heart's content. You're a meat eater, indulge yourself. You like to put water buffalo on there? I really don't. Every pizza is made of 3 basic ingredients: dough, sauce, and cheese. Simple. The rest is only limited by what your imagination can come up with. Put whatever you want on there. You want to put lobster on there, you want to put shrimp, you want to put pineapple, ham, I don't care. People eat anchovies, for Christ. For my pizza today, I will be making pepperoni, sausage, green pepper, and onion. I like to make mine thin crust. Feel free to make the crust as thick as you like. Let's go to the kitchen. Here we are in the kitchen. The first thing you do when you get to make pizza is to turn your oven on to 450 degrees. The oven will heat up while you're getting your mise en place together. Mise en place is just a fancy way of saying get your shit together. I forgot my mise en place, damn it. In addition, you would need to prep anything that needs additional cooking. For instance, I'm using sausage, so I'm going to want to cook the sausage ahead of time. If you want to put bacon, you're going to need to cook the bacon ahead of time. I make my own pizza sauce, so I have to do that ahead of time. You're not getting my recipe for my sauce, so you can use whatever ragu you want. You can also use a blend of garlic and olive oil as your sauce for your base. This would be considered a white pizza, and you can do like Greek things, feta cheese, tomato, spinach, things like that. Making your dough, that is another thing that has to be done ahead of time. Now, we have this nice Italian place around here that makes their own dough to sell, and they sell it. So that's what we do, and we buy dough. And then what I'll do is split this in half because I like a thin crust pizza. If you want to make your own dough, you can make your own dough. It's simple: flour, water, sugar, salt. I mean, it's a pretty simple recipe. Also, at the grocery store, you can find these pizza packs, and they're just crust. You just add water and let it. Now we're going to stretch our dough. First, you put flour down on your table where you're going to be stretching your dough. You want to use a decent amount of flour because you don't want your dough to stick to the table that you're stretching it on. Spread your flour around on your table. Be sure not to wear a shirt that you don't want to get dirty because the flour is going to go everywhere. There's no stopping it, it just happens. An apron might be a good idea. Now, once you cut your dough in half, you want to knead it a little bit. Fold it over like this. Get you a nice ball. Pinch around in the bottom to get a nice ball and to pinch it all together, make it nice and round. Do this a little bit until you get everything pushed together so you don't get any air bubbles. And then pound it out. Make it a little flat. Try to go flat and round like this. Okay? Put it in your flour. Turn it over, get some flour on the other side. If you have a rolling pin, I highly suggest it, especially if you want a thin dough. Get some flour on your rolling pin also so it doesn't stick. Roll it out flat this way first. Turn it 45 degrees. Roll it a little bit more. If you want to do a little hand tossing, all you're doing is passing it off from one hand to the other and trying to get the thicker parts of the dough to be thin. You can toss it if you want, however you like. I like a crust you can see through. Now that you have your dough stretched out, you put it on the pan to fit. If you ended up stretching it a little over, you're going to have creases and stuff. It's up to you how you want to handle it. What I usually do is just pull it in the middle and try to keep the creases in the middle. Just try to keep some dough all around the entire outside edge, like such, and go around. making sure it's in there. And then I'll just press down on the creases a little bit. And you have a perfectly formed dough. Now all you have to do is make the pizza on top of the dough. What you do is after that is that you poke the dough with a fork to make sure that you don't get any air bubbles in the dough. Otherwise you come look in there, you have a big bubble like that. Because you don't want no air bubbles, because air bubbles are our enemy. Okay, so as you can see from behind me here, I got my mise en place all together now. And I'm ready to put it on the dough and assemble this whole pizza all together. Okay, now you can see our dough is pre-done out of the oven. If you have any air bubbles or anything, just pop them down. I obviously didn't pop too, watch for the hot air coming out of the holes though. But I obviously didn't pop it too good because I have some air bubbles, but it's fine. It's still in good shape, it's round, right? Okay, so now it's time to dress the pizza. Okay, so you start with sauce. Try to put it in a circular motion around on there. I usually do about 2 scoops for myself. Other people, you don't like a lot of sauce, don't put so much. Spread it around. Make sure you get it to the edges. You see how I'm getting it to the edges there? I'm trying to make it go all around the edges before I do anything with filling in the middle. Okay? Now you have sauce on your pizza. Again, you can do a white sauce with oil and garlic. That's really good stuff too. What I'll do is I'll come with the cheese, and I will also go around the outside edge with a light coating of cheese, like so, and then fill in the middle with a light coating also. Making sure to get cheese to the complete edge of the pizza. I like to have a little bit of bite of everything in every bite that I have. Light coating of cheese. I like to put a light coating of cheese on there, and then I will put my toppings on top, and then I'll put a little bit more cheese on top of that, and then I'll put the pepperoni on top of the very top. Again, this is all up to preference. It's all up to you how you want to arrange this. If you just want a cheese pizza, you're done. Check this bad boy out. I love this guy. Sliced garlic, no problem. Oh shit, I'm losing my garlic. Don't forget the garlic again. Now I take those garlic slices and spread them out on there. Make sure you spread out. I like to have a bite of everything in every bite I take. So I spread it around real good and make sure that I get everything on every corner of every piece of the pie. After the garlic, then I hit it with my onions. And I like to have them stringy. You can dice them as well and have them in cubes if you like. I'm not much for uniform, slice and dicing. I like to do it so that there's some big pieces and some little pieces. Now I'll go with my green peppers. Red. We have red, yellow, green, and orange peppers. So I mixed it up and put the different colors on there for a little extra colors. It comes out really good in the end. You can see that my pieces of green pepper are not exactly cut uniformly. Call the anarchist in me. I have some sausage that I cooked ahead of time beforehand. I had it in the fridge. So I just have to spread it on. Again, a bite in every bite that you take. Now that my sausage is on there, now what I'm going to do is give myself a little extra cheese. On the top, again, going around the outside, making sure to cover, and then hitting it up in the middle. Screw cholesterol. And now, the pepperoni. And I'm just putting it there. It's going to get spread out, again, around the edges. What I like to do is go around the edges first. What I like to do at the last minute is add some hot pepper rings on top of the pepperoni. They also cook nicely being on top as opposed to being in the pizza. Then I'll put a couple in the middle. Always work around the edge first. That's key, I think. I think if you always work around the edge, then you always fill in the middle. Just kind of the way it is. I don't know. What am I, an expert? Okay, now for the finishing touches. What I do is sprinkle some Italian seasoning on top of it. Gives it a little extra flavor. And then, hey, you can use Parmesan cheese if you want, but I happen to use a Pecorino Romano, which I think is tastier, but it's totally up to you. If you like Parmesan cheese, use Parmesan cheese. I like to use the Pecorino Romano. And again, around the outside with it, and then on the inside. Okay? And now your pizza's ready to go in the oven. Put it in there for about 15 minutes and check it. And while I'm waiting for my 15 minutes, it appears to be some police activity outside my house. I think I'll check that out while I'm waiting for my pizza to get done. And after about 15 minutes, this is what you get. As you can see, the air bubbles are coming to bite us in the ass here, right? But that's okay. It still looks pretty good so far. So I'm going to pop it back in and give it a little bit more time. And then also what I do afterwards is the top will also crisp the crust and the top as well. So after a few minutes more in here, I'll put it up on the top shelf of my oven and get it nice and crispy, and it'll be looking good. And there it is, all done. I don't know what happened to the rest of it, I swear. Nobody saw me do it, can't prove anything. Oh, hi. And there is your end result. A beautiful pie, perfectly cooked. All you have to do is let it rest a minute, cut it, and eat it. And there you have it, pizza to go. And the best part, you get to eat it. Man, it's that good. The best part too is this recipe can be thrown together. I mean, you can put all these ingredients on a bagel, French bread, white bread, English muffin. I mean, however you want to make the pizza. The same basic steps all apply. So another great thing about it is being so versatile is that in order to make the pizza sauce, now I've made enough pizza sauce to where I can make something else Italian. Next time on Cooking with CopBlock, chicken parmesan. I'm DEO, and remember, always film the police. How about hitting fucking record? Oh, I did. Okay, good. Cheese, where was I? Cheese. I was somewhere with cheese. Me and cheese were on a raft together. Cheese.